Hi, it's Don. Today's post is titled A Study of One. How many times have I railed against the use of studies to tell us what is or isn't good for us? Okay, that is somewhat rhetorical, as I couldn't even tell you, but it's a lot. As I have said, studies are just mathematics and the law of large numbers. Simply put, take a big enough sampling and you can likely find trends or data that folks then tell you that, let's say, wine is good or bad for us. But rather than using the law of large numbers, what if we go in the other direction and use the law of small numbers? Or better yet, the law of a single number. Since we're talking about people, we can't get any smaller than one without doing irreparable harm to the subject, which just happens to be me. The particular study that I embarked on was a temporary cessation of drinking anything alcoholic. That includes wine, obviously. Mind you, there was no insidious reason for my halt to my libations. I do it rather often, but usually only a day or maybe two at the most. This time I'm into my fifth day. I realize that is not earth-shattering. It started when I stopped for my usual one-day retreat just to keep my alcoholic intake in check, and then morphed into a second day, at which time I noticed something was happening to me at night. I was sleeping all the way through my nocturnal siestas. Normally, I do wake for a moment, realize that it's too early to start the day, and then return to sleep. That can happen from once to maybe 3 times at most. Without the alcohol, I was sleeping straight through. My scientific brain kicked in and told me to continue this same pattern for a few more days to see if I could conclude if it was the alcohol, or lack thereof, or something else. After a week of conducting this self-administered experiment, I can say that I did experience better sleep when not drinking. Not surprising, as many medical websites all express some level of concurrence. I guess those particular studies worked for me. While my experiment wasn't scientific, it did best other studies for one reason. It was on only one subject, me. So while other studies are inherently flawed due to the various DNA of each subject, that wasn't an issue here. That said, I am not willing to expand this supposition to others, as that puts it right back to a flawed conclusion. Unless you happen to be my long-lost identical twin separated at birth. For the record, I know of no such person. The only way to prove if you are similarly affected would be to try it out for yourself. That would make it another study of one. Cheers.